compared to a show in a bar, for example. At least energy-wise. Obviously, it's gonna be different, but at least energy-wise and treatment-wise, I mean,
JK, paano mo naman manage to have the best of both worlds? Kasi parang critically acclaimed yung mga performance mo sa pag-arte. But at the same time, oo, di ba? Kumbaga pati yung mga kanta mo hit songs, medyo bihira yun.
I don't know actually. I mean, I just really love doing both. I just really love singing. I just really love acting. And at the same time, you know, andun din yung aspect of all of these opportunities that are given, all of these production houses and directors that believe in the kind of craft that I do, and especially the support that I get from ABS, you know, like Dreamscape.
Na pinapakanta ka pa rin nila.
Right. No, and no, not the gigs and the songs, but the projects, like this area, Senior High Street, right? And from on the music end of things, naman it's UMG, right? So, I feel like that's a reciprocal kind of thing. Na if people see you that you like what you're doing, then people naturally tend to support. Yeah.
JK, tama ba? 10th year mo to sa showbiz, di ba?
Yes. 10th year daw.
Hindi na ilagay yun sa, hindi mo na nilagay sa concert.
I mean, I don't really think it's
It's an anniversary concert.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no need to celebrate somebody's 10 years, and I don't know. At least that's how I see it. Parang okay. Kasi parang on my end, feeling ko wala pa akong nasisimulan. O like, nagsisimula pa lang. Yeah. That's what I feel. Yeah.
JK, ang dami mo dapat i-celebrate. Sponsor. Ang daming magaganda nangyari sa'yo.
Yes, definitely. I mean, and all of those things are acknowledged, and it's the whole idea of not celebrating 10 years in the industry doesn't mean I'm not celebrating all of the good things and the good people that are part of that whole journey. But it's really more of just the idea of the 10 years itself. It's just 10 years. It's just time. What matters more is the people, and I feel like, ayun, mas doon lang siya nakafocus now. Instead of selling it as like a 10-year anniversary concert, it's like, it's just a concert.
JK,
That's it.
can you walk us through? Kasi yung mga hit songs mo, nag-stem pag kunwari, heartbroken ka, di ba? Pero ngayon in love ka, ano yung parang inspiration mo to songwriting? Or yun ba yung aspect na tinitingnan mo sa buhay mo when you write right now? Or is it like other personal stuff?
I think for the past years I've been selfish, artistically.
Paano?
Just making and writing songs about my experiences. So, I'm so over that.
So tungkol sa iba yung sinusulat mo ngayon?
Yeah.
Sino? At ano?
Well, what I'm focusing on for next year, I mean, making it next year is an album I'm making for my Lord. Kasi ang napaka-colorful ng buhay.
Wow.
Daming pinagdaanan.
Konting anecdote, pwede ba mag-share? Like, ano doon?
May mga na-start ka
Konting
na.
ano?
Doon yung buong aspect of buhay probinsya.
Was she
Andun yung buong
crazy?
aspect
Was she,
of
ano?
wild. Like,
Yeah, was she wild?
it was a crazy ride in my wild life, that's for sure. I mean, being in the province back in the early 60s, the whole aspect of, you know, folklore stuff, the whole aspect of calamity, the whole aspect of being able to raise 3 kids as a single mom.
Oh, wow.
All of these different points that I can, it's so colorful. It's way too colorful of a life for me not to be able to naturally create something for it. And it's, so for Lola talaga.
Oh, whole album?
Yeah.
May title ka na.
Wala. Secret.
Secret
Kasi
pa.
it's not that I don't want to share because I'm not sharing because I don't want to share, but it's more of like wala pa kasing something na set and planned. So ayoko rin magsalita ng patapos kasi things could also drastically change. I mean, who knows if I'll be able to create something music-wise next year kung merong maraming projects na naka-line up like teleserye and movies.
Sinabi mo meron, di ba?
Yeah, so kaya nga parang we'll see.
So wala ka pang na-start na song?
Marami na.
Marami na.
I wrote like 30 songs already.
Wow, ang dami 30. Parang 2 album yun, ah. So,
Ilang songs yan sa isang album?
Correct.
Well, it's really more of those 30 songs are just drafts and demos. So it's really more of like really choosing and really filtering down which songs should really stay in
May,
that.
may Bisaya song.
Definitely.
Ilan?
More than one. Yeah.
That's nice. Gano'ng kahalaga sa'yo na talaga you're pushing for the regional dialect sa mga mainstream songs? Ang dami-dami pa sa inaabot.
Not for anything, it's just a beautiful language. And it's just nice to think about, you know, and like singing in your mother tongue.
Oo.
Right? And lahat naman ng dialects, I'm not just pushing Bisaya because Bisaya is the best dialect. No. It's because it's the dialect and language I know. Right? I mean, I'm not even sure if dialect or not language. Filipino language, dialect. I'm in terms of dialect. But then, yun lang siya. That's the language I grew up in. That's my mother tongue. So I just wanna.
Pero pwede ka ba mag-share ng kahit isang linya lang ng Bisaya song mo? Na favorite mo?
The one I sang with Kyle.
Yeah.
Kasing ibuba na nimo sa man ato tungod nimo kay hadlok na sabi o higog mag-usab.
Sobrang ganda.
Ginawa naman ni Kyle, so depende sa kanya, pinagdadaanan niya dati.
Siya ba nagsulat?
Ay, siya yung nagsulat hati kami sa song actually. Nagawa ko yung chorus part, tapos nag-focus siya sa verses.
Yung pala yung handog. At kasi siya yun.
It was a mix of everything eh, kasi yung buong concept talagang, yung direction ng song nagbase dun sa posisyon niya nung time na yun.
Kaya kasi ang dami mo rin, of course, dapat minsan nabanggit ka nila yung celebrate. Ang dami mo rin nalagpasan talaga, yung past na mga issues na pinagdaanan mo before. Ano lang pwede mo mga issues na mga controversies na pinag-isip? Ano lang pwede mo lang ma-share sa amin? Well, dinabawalan kami to talk about it. Pero ano pwede mo lang ma-share doon sa mga recent na nangyari? I've heard news na okay na, tapos na yung mga napagdaanan mo before. Yung mga issues, specifically yung court case, gano'n, tapos na raw yun. Okay na raw.
All those kinds of things, a lot of things are definitely blown out of proportion. A lot of things are unnecessarily expounded into this massive thing that it shouldn't have been in the first place, right? So there's a lot of assumption, there's a huge aspect of assumption, and also this huge aspect of people publicly just buying and biting whatever they see first online without knowing the whole story, the whole context, right? So ako naman at this point in my life, it's again, which is what I've been also talking about the whole time. I focus my energy on the things that I can control. Kung ano yung papaniwalaan ng mga tao or gustong isipin ng mga tao, I mean, I don't care. Kasi like, that's out of my control. People's opinions and emotions and whatever they want to believe in is out of my control. You know, so yeah.
Pero for the record, JK, kumusta na kayo ni Darren?
That's not something I want to talk about, definitely. It's not something that's part of my day-to-day thoughts. Ako naman on my end, without mentioning anybody, it's really, we're all grown-ups here, and ako, more than anything, love is what matters most. So, alam mo yun, my door is open wide in terms of, Diyos ko naman, talagang magsistress pa ba tayo sa mga ganyan-ganyan drama? Ang dami kong drama sa buhay.
So what if magkasalubong kayo, okay na sa'yo? Are you
No, I've always been fine actually. I've always been fine. I've always been open. I've always been kind, right? And I will not speak on other people and other people's behalf. So from my end, ako, and there's nothing negative.
Sana okay naman talaga na, no? Sana okay lang. Kasi, di ba, like, before, grabe rin yung competition, Martin and Gary, si Regine, di ba rin, no? And then, we're expecting din naman sa iyo, sa era mo, ayaw rin sana, may collaboration
Competition is created unfortunately, by the people outside. And competition was something that I never had within ever since the beginning. People may think otherwise, but at the same time, again, people believe what they want to believe in. Ako, what matters to me more are the ones who actually know everything and the people who actually know me. I only care about the opinions of the people that have my number.
Pero sana nga may collaboration na mga
Oh, ako, I'm open to collaborating with
Oo,
everybody.
marami nag-aabang. no?
Every you know, again, not talking about somebody mentioning anybody specifically,
Yes.
but we have amazing artists here, and we have amazing performances, and all of these issues and things aside, it doesn't take away that kind of talent and skill that these people have.
May nag-offer na ba? May
And
nag-attempt?
that's always there. It's always there. But then again, more than anything, it's really time that heals all wounds. It's really time and growth that heals all wounds. And again, like in relation to this topic, anything from my end, I'm open and I am way past all of those things. And yeah, and now I'm just really focused on the concert and really being able to focus my energy more on the people who are really there, the people who really support and believe in the music that I make. So, mas ganun lang. Basta, ako positive energy and vibes lang as much as possible. Ganun naman ng life. Yeah. As individuals, ang dami natin mga pinagdadaanan sa mga personal nating buhay. Diyos ko naman, pati yung mga ganyang bagay-bagay. It doesn't, all of these negative thoughts and things don't deserve our energy. Because walang magandang may babalik sa atin.
JK, no doubt na pagdating sa performance, talaga namang magaling ka at yung mga songs mo talaga nagtitrend. Pero kasi may mga songs ka na hindi masyadong acceptable for the youth. Like, di ba may mga songs kang may mga mura. So maririnig din ba namin yung dito sa mga?
It depends kasi there are a lot of regulations and rules involved, not just from the producers and in the team, but also the establishment. In terms of age, kasi I'm not entirely sure if, for example, the arena allows a certain age group to go to shows, right? I don't think minors are allowed, right? Parang, ano ba, 18? Magsiset ng guidelines. So, ako naman, as a performer, as an artist, I only focus on what I can control and what I can handle. But as a performer and put in live settings, I try to be responsible as much as possible and follow along whatever guideline is set. So if there are going to be kids in the arena, then obviously we have to keep that in mind. There are going to be kids in the arena.
So, gaano ka na-apektuhan or how do you handle kapag sinasabing may maraming youth ang nag-idolize sa'yo, but syempre yung mga moralista sinasabing huwag nating ituluhin si JK dahil nga yung mga songs niya may mga mura. How do
Hindi
you
ko na responsibility Hindi ko na responsibility yung mga responsibility dapat ng magulang kung ano yung kinoconsume ng mga anak mo. Doon lang kasimple. Kasi if you're gonna crucify and beat up all of these artists that make even way wilder things before me during our time, then what's the point of creating? If you're gonna hinder creativity from the very inception of it, right? What's the point of talking? What's the point of speaking? What's the point of acting? So there are certain entities, for example, on the national television aspect of things, there are certain entities that control. That's why there are certain rules set in place, like ratings for shows and films, rated PG, G, all of these things, 13, 16, 18 plus. That's why those things are there. And on the familial level of things, as much as possible, whatever the children consume is not in my control, right? It's your responsibility as an individual to be able to set the boundaries for what your children consume, and that's not just with my song, but with every content online.
So hindi mo babaguhin ang image and style mo, just keep